Guardian Games is back for 2025 and it has gotten some pretty cool updates. No longer is the PvE mode Rehash Nightfalls, instead we get Rushdown, which takes a bunch of boss fights from different campaigns, seasons, and missions, and slams them into one boss rush mode with some extra modifiers. You also have the new Arc Tracer of Keraunios, the exotic Allstar Vector Skimmer and Heir Apparent, and the normal medals, event challenges, and cosmetics. So let's go over all the activities, quests, and loot, and tell you how to best farm them. Like with all events, you start by visiting Ava Levante in the tower. There she'll give you the best-in-class tutorial quest, the Guardian Games class item, give you a taste of Rushdown or Supremacy, and teach you the basics. The class item is necessary to complete certain challenges and get loot from Guardian Games, so make sure you have it equipped at all times, double-checking when you have swapped to different loadouts. As a bonus, it is a piece of Artifice Armor, a class item with a free +3 to any stat of your choosing. At the end of the event, you get to keep it, and whatever your class's placement is will lock in its color: bronze, silver, or gold. Upon completing the best-in-class quest, you also get other quests to get more loot. Shoot to Score from Zavala involves the Rushdown activity, Vying for Supremacy involves the PvP Guardian Game Supremacy mode, and from Ava you'll get the drop-in quest for the All-Star Vector Skimmer, and the top of class and competitive catalyst quest for the Heir Apparent Exotic Machine Gun. Ava is also someone you should visit often, as she has daily and weekly bounties for Bright Dust and XP, the source of Contender cards for high rarity medals, and extra info on the event. If you have questions, hover over the information tooltip in the top left of her screen, inspect her quests, or check the items on her second page. Now let's talk about Rushdown. This brand new mode is a mashup of different boss fights from across Destiny 2's life. Longtime players and DLC owners should find these encounters familiar, but with an added twist. Each run has a max of 5 encounters. What bosses you fight, and in what order, rotate daily. You start the activity with 5 minutes on the clock, and after each encounter you get 4 minutes added to the remaining time. You will also get a rally flag at the very start of your run, and a full ammo crate on encounter 4. That means you need to manage your time and ammo accordingly. On the tower's director screen you'll find 3 Rushdown playlists, each with different options, all with matchmaking. Warm-up lowers the stakes. Enemy difficulty is reduced, there are no negative modifiers, and there are no res tokens. Standard Rushdown adds negative enemy modifiers tailored to what spawns during that fight, so all those negative modifiers you see listed aren't always active. Bane enemies, res tokens, and escalating difficulty, meaning as you keep progressing through encounters, the enemies will hurt more and be more aggressive. Expert further increases that difficulty scaling. On Normal and Expert, you will start with 3 res tokens and will gain an additional 3 upon every encounter completion. When you select any of these modes, you can toggle between 3 matchmaking options. The default option will match you with anyone. Class-based restricts it so you only have 1 max of each class, so 1 Hunter, Warlock, and Titan. And no matchmaking is the private version if you want to give solo a try. Do note that class-based matchmaking is required to progress certain event challenges. The goal of Rushdown is to complete as many of those encounters before the time runs out or you run out of res tokens on the higher difficulties. The better you do, the better your rewards. Such rewards are Guardian Games weapons that can also come with extra perks, masterworking materials, exotics, and medals for the event. Regardless of the difficulty, you are guaranteed a weapon if you've completed at least 3 encounters in a run. To influence extra loot, you need to increase your rewards rating, scaled from bronze to diamond, which is based on a scoring system. This system has 3 parts that function the same on normal and expert: base points, time points, and res token points. At base, each encounter is worth a flat value, 30,000 for the first encounter, then scaling to 70,000 for the final encounter. So a full run will guarantee at least 250,000 points. Time points come from completing each encounter as fast as possible. Maximum reward is 50,000 points per encounter and starts decaying the more time you use. While each encounter seems to have custom tuning to the point decay rate, a loose rule of thumb is you lose 10,000 points from this bonus about every minute. Most players should average out 30,000 bonus time points per encounter if things go smoothly. Lastly are bonus points from res tokens. Whatever res tokens you have left once you complete the final encounter, they will be converted at the rate of 3,000 points per token. Max 15 tokens per run, so you can get up to a bonus 45,000 points. so theoretically the max for normal and expert is roughly 545,000 points, but most teams will likely see closer to 400,000 or more. With those points, we turn to the rating thresholds. Bronze starts at 70,000 and scales up to Diamond rating at 400,000. If you complete a full run, you are guaranteed Gold rating, and most teams shouldn't have any issue getting Platinum or Diamond. And you want to strive for Diamond, as per my testing, it guarantees a Masterworked Guardian Games weapon with 2 perks in both columns if done on Expert. Otherwise, always make sure to check your unmasterworked weapons, as they can roll with double perks as well. More farming tips later on in this video. If you prefer some PvP, well, you have Guardian Games Supremacy. This features class-based matchmaking and the simple kill confirmed game mode. Pick up crests from defeated enemies to score points, pick up crests from allies to deny points. Guardian Games weapons do have a chance to drop upon match completion, but not nearly to the degree of Rushdown. Gambit with class-based matchmaking is also an option, but it is not a featured game mode in the Tower Director. It just replaces the default behavior of Gambit. In IMO, it is not really worth playing. It doesn't progress certain event challenges, and it has much longer queue times. Lastly, you have the whole Medal and Contender card system. With your Guardian Games class item equipped, completion of most activities in the game will reward you with bronze or silver medals. To earn higher rarity medals, gold, platinum, and diamond, you want to pick up the Contender card bounties at Ava. These are grouped into different rarities and activity categories: Vanguard, Episodic, Crucible, Raids, and Lost Sectors. Do note you can only have one PvE and one PvP bounty purchased at a time, and the diamond cards are limited to 2 specific ones a week. Right now we have a diamond raid card, and we should see the trials one come out on Friday. In general, you want to focus on the platinum cards, as they often are easier to complete and are far more rewarding. The platinum trials card can actually be progressed in Supremacy or Comp. Nightfalls also progress in Expert Rushdown, and the raid cards can be done solo, as their criteria is often just kills or generate orbs. The higher rarity of the medal, the more points you'll earn for your Guardian class, progress certain event challenges, and a higher likelihood of Guardian Games loot to drop when you deposit them at the podium under your class's banner. This includes event weapons, mementos, and past cosmetics. Just make sure you keep an eye out on your medallion case in your quest tab, as it has a limited inventory for each type of medal. Now let's talk about quests. Shoot to Score is the weekly Expert Rushdown related quest. Your highest score in a single run will determine what rewards you get. Bronze threshold is 70,000 and Platinum is 350,000. As long as you completed a full run on Expert and didn't use up all your time in each encounter, you'll easily get Platinum. Your reward will be in the chests on the pedestals floating in the tower on the right side. The higher the tier, the greater the rewards. More weapons will drop, and they will have double perks in one or both columns. Vying for Supremacy is the Crucible-related weekly quest. The points for this one are based on the cumulative team score of all your Supremacy matches for the week. So the final score at the top of the screen when the match ends is added as points. It's not based on the number of crests only you picked up. For Platinum Threshold, you'll need 1,000 points, so roughly 10 games depending on how well your team does. Like the previous quest, these rewards will be located in the tower, but now on the left side floating platforms. And for both of these quests, they are weekly, so make sure you come back in future weeks for extra loot. Now the drop-in quest is for the Guardian Games exclusive Skimmer. When you picked up this quest from Ava, she'll give you a temporary version of the Skimmer for you to use during the event. To get the permanent version, you need to complete one of its objectives. Your options are earn a medal score of 1200, achieve a top 10% score in the Shoot to Score quest for Expert Rushdown, or complete 10 unique Rushdown boss combinations. The easiest, yet most time-consuming, is the 10 unique Rushdowns. This isn't just 10 runs. Rather, it's completing Rushdown on 10 different days, as the boss encounters combinations changes daily. The top 10% score can be done in one attempt, but it gets trickier as the week goes on. Certain encounter combinations are harder to get a high score, and as more time passes, more players get high scores. So you'll want to play on the Tuesday weekly reset to minimize the competition. Otherwise, slow and steady is prioritizing Platinum and Diamond cards. You'll need 80 Platinum cards, so get to grinding. If you want my advice, just don't bother with this quest. you can now get a Skimmer from Xur, the weekend tower vendor, for 97 strange coins. That is something he will always sell when he comes to the tower until you purchase it. Lastly, you have the quest for the Heir Apparent Exotic Machine Gun. Top of class is fairly straightforward. Earn medals, and then get some machine gun kills. For its catalyst, the quest should also appear at Ava once you get Heir Apparent. Previously, the catalyst dropped when depositing medals, but now it seems to have a fixed place at Ava. At least it did for one of my alt accounts. The competitive catalyst quest is also easy. 50 medallion points, then 3 contender cards, and finally some more machine gun final blows. Just prioritize easy platinum cards and you'll finish this in about an hour. Like with all events, you'll have event challenges to complete and a title, Champ, which also has gilding triumphs. You can view these challenges directly at Ava or at any time in your quest tab. To make things simple, on screen are all of the challenges, their listed requirements, and how their points are counted. For medallion-related challenges, bronze are worth 1 point, silver 2, gold 5, platinum 15, and diamond are 300. For elements of victory, PvE and PvP kills are both worth 5 points. For good games, Supremacy kills are worth 5 points, Rushdown kills are 1 point, and Gambit provides no progress. For Class Pride, you need to select class-based matchmaking. That is the default behavior of Supremacy, but requires you to select it for Rushdown. And again, Gambit provides no progress. For World's Championship Tour, best options are Altars of Sorrow for free-to-play folks, or Overthrow for owners of the final shape. And for circuit training, stick to Vanguard Ops or Episode Heresy activities for the most efficient progress. All in all, not terribly difficult, just a bit grindy. On screen is the optimal path toward completion, with the most tedious part being those Platinum Contender cards. Those that want to gild a title, the hardest one will be Hall of Fame. A flawless run of Expert Rushdown can be quite annoying, and you do need to play fairly well in Supremacy. If you're bad at killing Guardians, then just be a crust vacuum. Before we talk about farming, let's go over the weapons so you can decide if you even want to bother with it. 4 weapons this year, all coming with an updated perk pool and the event origin trait Classy Contender, where weapon kills grant 5% class ability energy. The new weapon this year is Keraunios, an arc-adapted trace rifle with some handy perks. You have Overflow, Triple Tap, and Recycled Energy in the left column, and hot perks like Detonator Beam, Rolling Storm, Killing Tally, and Jolting Feedback in the right column. Triple Tap paired with any of those 4 perks seem pretty good, especially since Trace Rifles got a buff recently, and Act 2 brought a bunch of Trace Rifle-specific perks. However, the elephant in the room is Warlord's Spear, another new arc Trace Rifle, this time coming from Iron Banner. Really, it's a personal choice which you prefer. I just know I'm leaning more towards Warlord's Spear. So if you can't get the Keraunios roll you want now, at least FOMO won't be as bad, as you just have to play Iron Banner, which comes around several times this season, not just once a year. For the other weapons, you have the title, Avoid Aggressive SMG, which has some pretty solid perks. Destabilizing rounds just got a massive buff this season, and you can pair it with Repulsor Brace or Recycled Energy. Otherwise, Grave Robber Swashbuckler is a simple yet effective perk combo. Next is Taraxippos, the Strand Lightweight Scout. For PvE, your best option in the left column is Enlightened Action or 4th times the Charm. In the 4th column, you have Guaranteed Damage with Explosive Payload, High Ground if you can get kills or the height advantage, Hatchling for Threadling fun, or Tear to apply Sever to surrounding enemies. Last is Hullabaloo, an arc compressed wave heavy grenade launcher that is good for both ad clear and niche boss encounters. While Volt Shot on paper is good, not so much on slow reloading heavy weapons. I'd stick to Demolitionist, Field Prep, or either version of Envious in the left column, and then Chain Reaction, One for All, or Rolling Storm in the right column. Just depends on if you want this for ad clear, utility, or the rare boss fights like Raynix from Vesper's Host. For farming tips, we keep it nice and simple. Play Expert Rushdown. You pretty much get a guaranteed Masterworked Double Perk weapon from a Diamond 400,000 point clear, along with the potential for a few extra drops with bonus perks. Now the key to running Expert Rushdown is to come prepared. Warm-up and normal mode exists for a reason, to get you familiar with the daily encounter combination and know what works best. Crit weapons or explosive, burst damage or total, how many immunity phases, where is it safe to stand, what are the mechanics, etc. For example, the Savathûn encounter heavily relies on the Thread Cutter buff to actually do good damage to her. You spawn in with 15 seconds of the buff, but once it runs out you want to ignore Savathûn and go hunt down the 3 wizards to reacquire the buff. When you're fighting against nightmares, remember certain enemies will drop orbs that will dramatically increase your damage. The fake Ahamkar encounter, that's all burst damage due to the short damage windows between breath attacks. For Nightmare Fikrul, if you don't defeat them in your first lap, you'll have a wave of enemies you'll need to kill to reopen the portal. All of this takes time, which reduces your bonus points, can lead to death, and most importantly, costs ammo. The ammo economy is the real challenge you need to manage. You only get guaranteed ammo from when you start the activity and at round 4. So conserve ammo early on, spend it all in round 3, and then make sure you have a healthy amount for round 5. This also means you want to use useful weapons, so I shouldn't see any more double primaries or basic machine guns. All players have access to Thunderlord and Sleeper Simulant, which are excellent for all variety of encounters. With the order of encounters set each day, that means you can match your build to fit each encounter and even swap weapons during it. Pick a loadout good for encounters 1, 2, and 3, and then you can change to something specific for encounters 4 and 5 due to that ammo crate. If you run out of ammo, swap to DPS primaries like Outbreak or Malfeasance. You'll also want to be aware of the Contender's Boon, a buff that works in Expert Rushdown that you get after your first weekly clear, and is based on your highest weekly rewards threshold. Defeating enemies with weapons greatly increases ability regen, defeating enemies with abilities grants increased weapon damage. Use this to your advantage to better chain abilities and conserve ammo. In addition to your runs, make sure to grab Platinum Mightfall cards and visit Ava every so often to deposit your medals. If you instead prefer playing PvP, then make sure you grab the Trials card while playing Supremacy. Before I let you go, let's go over the upgraded event card and Eververse cosmetics. Like with all events, you can spend 1,000 silver to get immediate access to unique cosmetics, and then the opportunity to unlock further items, like another emote and ghost shell, by spending the event tickets you'll obtain when you complete event challenges. The rest of Guardian Games is completely free. It's only if you want these specific items tied to the upgraded event card. Additionally, you'll have extra cosmetics available in the Eververse store, like the brand new class armor ornament set, which can be purchased with 6,000 Bright Dust or 1,500 silver. And that is your ultimate guide to Guardian Games 2025. Pretty fun and rewarding events with a decent shakeup. Rushdown is quite fun, and you can now finally farm multi-perk Guardian Game weapons. Previously, this was the only event you couldn't farm them in. Oh, and make sure you go to the tower every Friday for the weekly ceremony to get another free weapon per character based on your class's standings. If you have any other questions or tips of your own, sound off in the comments. Remember to like today's video if you liked it, and consider subscribing for more Destiny content. As always, I am your Commander Pika. Be kind, have fun, and I'll see you on the battlefield.